Make sure you tap that bell so you never miss a video. All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bigfry, and you guys have been hitting me up pretty hard about covering the microtransaction situation in Modern Warfare. Every time I talk about Ghost Recon, I'm reminded from about what feels like hundreds of people, hey, talk about in your own backyard. Stick to Call of Duty, and let's talk about this situation. So, I was at TwitchCon the whole week, the 24th, on basically is when this was posted. I was so out of it. I was sick before going out there, so I really missed all of this information. I was down in San Diego, and I was reading some of the responses. I have over here a developer's post as well that we're going to get into. The Gaming Revolution, I'm not familiar with him, but according to everything that I've read, this dude is like an industry insider leaking. He has been accurate with everything he has leaked, and from what I've seen, he has leaked a lot of stuff about Modern Warfare accurately, pretty much to a fucking T. So this guy comes out on the 24th, and he posts on Twitter, who wants 300 plus emotes and supply drops, 500 plus titles, who wants over 200 sprays in supply drops. Yeah. I see that, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Supply drops, I don't give a fuck. I'll never, like, who cares about emotes and titles? I don't give a shit. Sprays, don't care. But then he goes in, weapons are coming to forget any cosmetic-only malarkey. Fuck, God damn it. They're literally changing so much. They had a fair system with salvage, and then they just remove it. I hope something changes by release, I swear. This is such a disservice to the developers who have worked so hard on the game. Not everyone wants all of this. I'm gonna like all these right here, okay? Boom. I would have been okay if it was the top. Who wants 300 emotes, titles, supply? I wouldn't care. 200 sprays, whatever. If it's cosmetic only, I don't care. The fact that weapons are coming, that scares me a little bit. And then we have this post here. This was posted on the 26th of September. So this is when I was flying down to San Diego. So he says, with all of the recent news or negative news surrounding Modern Warfare, clans in Modern Warfare called regiments, and you'll be able to have 5-letter clan tags. Don't care about that. Activision and Infinity Ward apparently recently held a big meeting regarding my recent post about supply drops. The gist of it is that they've lost a ton of pre-orders with the recent news of Survival being delayed by a year and the microtransaction news, and are thinking about giving the player the options to earn them again. Nothing regarding microtransactions is set in stone, and like I've said countless times before, they are they are a constant work in progress. But my source wanted to let the community know that they really care. So he obviously has an insider source at Infinity Ward who is telling him all of these things the developers are meeting, and nothing is set in stone. So when I saw this was kind of like my, okay, if nothing's set in stone, I'm going to hold off and wait. But a lot of you guys are getting at me, and you really want my opinion on all of this stuff. But, like, I wanted to wait and get a concrete, this is what the fuck is going on. Microtransactions, we know whether they're loot boxes, whether there's weapons, or whatever the case is. But I keep getting messages and comments, so let's talk about it. If what he's saying here is true, nothing is set in stone, I'm a little bit more okay. But here's the thing. My source wanted to let the community know that they really care. That line there tells me that he has an in with Infinity Ward and not Activision, because I don't think Activision gives a fuck about any of us. Let's be real. I don't. They don't care. So then we get this post here. This was submitted 8 days ago, so that would have put it at what, like the 28th or the 27th. This is by an Infinity Ward employee. The user is Art Peasant. So he says, take a second to think about who on the production side, I'm going to leave that highlighted, production side, comes to the sub and reads through the comments, IW Dev. We are a mixed bag of nerds, jocks, everything in between. It's amazing, but we all get along and come together every day to build something that we believe in. We believe that you care about your game. I believe that Infinity Ward has some of the best intentions possible when it comes to developing their game, and I see it. The quality of Modern Warfare is top notch, and I think the game is really, really good. I wouldn't be covering the game if I didn't, right? He says that's corny, but at the same time, this is a job. If you work at a job and aren't successful, then eventually there is no job. It's true, yeah, for sure. Skip all this. This is some nice cheesy shit. He says we're about 4 weeks away from the launch, and the game will continue to live beyond that date. Sure, I mean, yeah, for a year, right? This sub will be a way for us to keep getting an outside hands-on perspective. You're right. And that's why I believe that subreddits are really good for games like this. So, yes, the current drama, you're all being heard. All of it. I don't know why, but on my daily scans of the sub, where I'm looking for useful feedback, I even read the ultra dark toxic comments that tell me how incompetent and stupid I must be, and how I should go away somewhere where I can't. So what I will say is don't believe these guys. All right, ultra dark, blah blah. Don't believe the toxicity when it comes to people are just saying that Infinity Ward should fuck off, because I think Infinity Ward has created a solid product. It's Activision that we have a problem with, right? I think that's very telling when you look at how many people shit on Destiny 2, and then as soon as Bungie broke off from Activision Blizzard, they made it free to play. They put the care back into it, and they put the consumer rights and the consumer first. And people are giving it a shot to the point where you can't even play the game because there's such a big queue. You know, it's Activision that we all have a problem with, because it's Activision that is paying your wage, which it's good that you're working and making games, but it's Activision that is paying your wage, and it's Activision that will eventually, inevitably, put these microtransactions in. You guys aren't the problem. And if you were sitting here reading dark, toxic comments about people who are telling you to go away and how incompetent you are, those are idiots. Those people are trash, because the game is really good. But it's Activision that we all have the biggest issue with. Believe me, we keep it professional, but of course, people that pass by my office from time to time hear me through the walls. It's disappointing, but we move on with our day. True. I understand that there are people here that have things going on in their life. I don't care about anybody who is talking shit. That's not that's a vocal, very minority. Very small minority of people that are talking shit about Infinity Ward. I really don't think that's the main cause of concern. And then you scroll down, and this comment here sums up what everybody is saying. It's got silver, it's got upvotes, it's top post. I appreciate the gesture and you and Infinity Ward immensely. You can tell the game has a lot of hard work going into it. We just want clear answers on the microtransaction system, specifically because Black Ops 4's microtransaction system existed purely to wring the consumer out of money, when we'd hate to see that happen to Modern Warfare. It isn't your choice, though. I want you, Infinity Ward developer, and all developers who are watching this video, because I know that some of them actually followed me on Twitter. It isn't your choice, though, and only Activision's. That's the biggest fucking problem that all of us have, is Activision is only out here to get our money. It's a business, I understand, but they have taken it so fucking far in the past that we just don't want to see it when we have, like, the hype for Modern Warfare isn't even on the same level as any Call of Duty for, what, the last 5-6 years? You know what I mean? Even Black Ops 3, even that hype wasn't even close to what this is. Because you guys got it right. You nailed this game. And we're scared that this good product is going to be sullied by the likes of Bobby Kotick and Activision. They are likely legally forbidden by Activision from addressing it. I think we know why. And that's another thing. We've been asking for microtransactions and just the specifics of what you guys are planning to do. And the fact that you guys aren't telling us tells us everything. Your silence is deafening, because if it wasn't bad, you guys would be screaming from the rooftops, being like, take this, toxic gamers. We're only doing this, this, and this. But I think about that, and then I look back to what the gaming revolution said here, and the fact that the microtransactions aren't set in stone. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, maybe they are talking about it. Maybe Infinity Ward is in boardroom meetings trying to figure out the best way to compromise with Activision. Maybe this guy's correct. They are likely legally forbidden from addressing it, and I would agree with that. When we watched that interview with, I believe it was Game Informer, they basically just skipped right past the microtransaction loot box question. They said they weren't able to talk about it. This guy, the silence is telling. Yeah, if loot boxes were not planned, it would be blasted on the intercoms and say, I totally agree with that. They would have screamed that from the heavens. And I think this is what everybody is talking about. So I want to make sure, I keep going back to it, I want to make sure that Infinity Ward knows that the hate being thrown your way, there are some people that probably don't like the fucking game, and that's fine. I think for the most part, I think the majority of these people, there's 120,000 people a part of this subreddit. And I think for the most part, people are pretty okay with the game. I think a lot of people are hyped for it. As shown by the pre-orders that have been canceled. You know, these people are willing to pre-order your game. And the fact is, oh no, you guys lost a ton of pre-orders with the recent news of Survival being delayed near a year on PC and Xbox. Yeah, no shit. And then on top of that, the microtransactions, like, you could have the best game in the world, but these actions, and I don't believe that this Survival exclusivity, I don't believe that was Infinity Ward's call. I believe that was Activision dealing with Sony. I could be wrong, but that's the problem when people aren't specific about their business calls. Because here's the thing. What's this guy say? I'm sorry, but I wholeheartedly disagree with the idea that video games as a whole exist to make money. Video games are an artistic form of entertainment. I agree with this. Of course, it can be monetized, but the people who believe it exists purely for money are the same people who never earn much money doing it. I actually agree with that. The problem with this, and this guy says it here, it's sad to see the likes of Activision and EA dirtying the waters. But they've only been able to do this because good games brought them to a point of power and they abused it. I totally agree. A little legislation, and I'm hoping the gaming industry takes a turn for the better. If you guys watched the video from yesterday with Ghost Recon, you know my history with that franchise, and you know that I've watched it from being a kid, watching my dad play it, growing up and watching it. Ghost Recon is a prime example. Call of Duty is also a prime example. When you look back at Finest Hour, Call of Duty 2, even Call of Duty 4, you could tell that at the time they were making those games strictly because they wanted to make good games and have players, and then Call of Duty 4 was the springboard for Activision and Infinity Ward they were launched into stardom with that game. Because let's be honest, Call of Duty 3 was terrible, and Call of Duty 4, when it came out, I don't think they were ready for that form of popularity. And it hit at the perfect time where PS3 and Xbox 360 were kind of lacking their vision and their IPs, and then all of a sudden a Call of Duty game comes out and it's one of the most popular shooters of all time, and then compounded with Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, they blew the fuck up, and then they abused it, then they pushed it too far. Black Ops 4 still sold well, they still made a lot of money, but we're waiting for the dream to die, and I think that's kind of where I'm at as well. I really enjoyed the beta. I really enjoyed the alpha, the 2v2, and then when we got to play Cyber Attack and stuff, the microtransactions weren't there. The monetary predatory shit that Activision is known for wasn't there. And I think that's why I enjoyed it so much. A lot of people in the comments were, well, just wait. Just fucking wait and see. But like at the time, I was just enjoying a really good shooter. And that's something we don't get every day. And now we're here. What does this guy say? I don't speak for everyone here, but I don't really have an issue with Infinity Ward in regards. Exactly. My anger and disappointment is directed towards Activision and Sony. Yeah. For me personally, I don't care about the exclusivity because I wasn't going to play the game out anyway. But in saying that, I understand why people are pissed off about it. Exactly. None of the outrage here is direct. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Scrolling through these comments, this is the first time I've looked at these comments. Nobody gives a shit about nobody gives a shit about Infinity Ward. We love Infinity Ward. We love what you guys built. And it sucks because just you coming into the subreddit and the situation that you're in and you posting this tells us that you care. His comment goes on to say, my ask of all of you is to focus on information that is actually fact and not get thrown off by ill-informed people that want to make a name for themselves by spreading half-baked inflammatory rumors. Let's work real problems together and not fairy tales of boogeymen. And this is where you kind of lose me a little bit, Joel, because this guy has obviously been leaking, and this comment is obviously in direct relation to this tweet. But the problem is, Joel, my ask of all of you is to focus on information that is actually fact. We can't, because the only people that are holding back the actual facts are you and Activision. If you guys aren't going to actually talk about the facts, How do we focus on information that is actually fact? You see, this is what happens when developers and publishers go silent over certain things. It allows the community to draw their own conclusions. Now, this guy, Gaming Revolution, obviously has an insider, right? But it allows the community to stir up all of this shit when, in reality, you could do what CD Projekt Red did when people were talking about rumors of microtransactions and stuff going into Cyberpunk. They came out instantly and said, no, this isn't true. There will not be microtransactions in the game. We will leave the greed to other people. Well, Activision and Infinity Ward aren't fucking doing that. You sitting here and saying, calling him a boogeyman and spreading half-baked inflammatory rumors, we don't know what's true because you fucking guys won't tell us. Now, obviously, Infinity Ward is under lock and key, but I think somebody at Activision should come out and say, this is what the microtransactions are going to be. Or if you really want to, go back to this post, retweet it, and tell us what's inaccurate about this tweet. Specifically, I don't think anybody really cares about this. I think if this was what the supply drops were, I don't think anybody would care. This is what we're waiting for. We want to know if there's going to be weapons in the game, and this is where we're all at with it. And this is where I'm at with it. I know you guys are wanting me to talk about it, and I've seen comments on my videos saying like, bro, you need to talk about the fact that there's going to be guns in crates. We don't know that yet. The leaks tell us that. He's an accurate leaker, but 2 days later, he's saying that it's not set in stone. And this is where I'm at. Like, what do I really talk about? There's nothing been confirmed. All we can talk about is what's been put on the table. And that's these 3 tabs right here. So my question to everybody is, I know you guys are waiting for the microtransactions to be talked about or shown off or whatever. The fact that I'm not talking about it or haven't talked about it up until this point isn't just because I want to not talk about it because I like the game so much. I do love the game. I'm waiting for a concrete answer. And me making this video seems like kind of a waste because I just want somebody to talk. I've been asking. I think I actually made a video. Let me look at my channel right here. I'm going to pull it up on my other monitor. I think I made a video basically saying exactly this. Like, tell us about the microtransactions. I'm going to go back and look here. Let's see. Awesome. Let's talk about beta. Let's go to my Modern Warfare playlist and see if the video's actually here. Okay, it's not in the playlist, but I know I made the video. Right here. I literally made a video. Modern Warfare microtransactions need to be done right. This was on September 1st, 2019. I made this video. It's the video I'm making right now, recording it, is the same video, only we've heard a little bit of back and forth from an industry insider and a supposed leaker and the developer saying that they're half-baked inflammatory rumors. We don't know anything new. From this video that I did on September 1st, it is now October 4th, the time that I'm recording this. We still don't know a goddamn thing. Nothing. According to the leaker that you guys are telling me to talk about, as if you were confirming it as fact, has literally tweeted that nothing is set in stone. So I'm confused on why some people are calling me a fucking sellout and telling me that I'm taking money from Activision. We don't know anything yet, and that is the biggest fucking problem. Let me know what you guys think down below. I don't like the situation, but I do know for a fact that I really like the game. But we need some concrete information before I can go out there and be like, fuck Infinity Ward, fuck Activision. Obviously, it's always a fuck Activision because they haven't given us a reason to not say it. But at this point, we still don't know what everything is going to be. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you like the video. And if you are subscribed to the channel, turn on notifications. And even on top of that, guys, just literally go to my channel right here. Go to this channel. You see this? And just bookmark this fucking page. Because from what I'm seeing, coming back from my break The views are down. YouTube isn't notifying people. You guys can see here, I've dropped 3 videos since I've been back, and the views on all of them, and they're videos that I know you guys are really looking for. Early access, microtransaction, Ghost Recon. They're videos that should be being pushed to my subs, but I know they're not. So if you guys could bookmark the page, come back, and we'll see how this video does. This is probably going to be coming out on Saturday, and yeah, I appreciate you. I can't wait to get back to playing video games, because right now there's just nothing that I'm enjoying. Call of Duty's got me a little bit. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Bigfry, and I'll see you on the next one.